Maybe.
Yeah, good morning and good evening. So the what we've been doing, if you have noticed, is that we started with dana. So I sent a message saying that you can do some donation and all that, and then we are now into Sila. So I'm going in that order. Actually, if you have observed, so I want to finish all the 10 paramis for all of you. That's the whole objective. So Naveen asked me yesterday that can you cover on Parami? So then I thought about doing it later than now, but since he requested, I thought that it is better. And now, just now, when we joined, Ashutosh was saying that he had this question, so he also wanted to know. So there are no suttas talking about paramis, but we have to go through commentaries. So in the Khuddaka Nikaya also it is there, but it is in Pali, and I doubt whether you will be able to understand. Uh, and also in different other commentaries, including Buddha Gosa, it's there. So we have to take something from there and understand about how Buddha did as a Sumedha in his past life, and how he traversed that entire thing, and what is parami and what is paramita, then how is the order, what happens, etc. So we will take each one of these. So it starts with dana as in donation or to give or to do something. So before we get in there, so first we have to understand what is parami. It's from a root word parama. Okay, parama is highest, anything that can take you to the highest, ultimate. Okay, parami is that which is on the highest. There's nothing higher than that. So you can't consider anything at all higher than the parami or higher than this. Got it? Any questions? Okay, so this is the higher. Now I will give you, I was just telling my wife about, I got an example, so I thought let me share that example. So let's say there is a wish fulfilling tree, a mango tree. Now you don't have to climb on the tree to get the mangoes. You can just stand below, open your arms, and then pray to the tree. Hey, tree, you're having so many mangoes. Why can't you pluck some good mangoes and hand it over to me? I would like to have them. So suddenly, the mango tree would make its branches to pluck up all of these nicely grown mango, and it asks how many you want, and I say 10 of them. So then it gives me 10 fruits, so which I collect in some basket, and I come home. Now I start eating. So let's say I eat 3, and then 6 are remaining. Then I think tomorrow I will eat. So then again 3. So another 4 remains. So then another thought comes, if somebody is coming here this side, and if they're hungry, maybe I can give them. And how much to give them? So I'll say that if he's a Brahmin, I'll give them 3. If he's not a Brahmin, then I'll give him 1. Why? Giving to Brahmin is highest merit, right? So I've been told. I don't know. I've been told. So now I keep 1 and keep 3, and I don't see any Brahmin. So one guy comes asking for food, and then I say, I look at him and feel that he's not a Brahmin anyway. So I'll give him 1, but then I don't have an intention of giving it. But he sees the mango. He says, Hey, why don't you give me that mango? I say, no, it's meant for Brahmins. And I says that, how does it matter? I'm hungry. Okay, if you persist, I'll give you one. Anyway, I decided to give one, so I'll give one. And still three remains. Then I feel that there's no Brahmins anyway. So how do I know somebody is arahat or not an arahat? Somebody is an anagami or not an anagami? Somebody is a sotapanna or not a sotapanna? Because all those are Brahmins. Actually, in the sense of Buddha Dhamma only I'm talking about. I'm not talking about from the religious connotation about a Brahmin. Right? I'm a Buddhist. Let's take it that way. So I find that I have no idea whether Arhat or Anagami or Sakadagami or Sotapanna, I don't know. So why don't I eat it myself? Three of them. So I eat three. Then comes a Brahmin. From his talks about Dhamma and all that, I feel he's a Brahmin, but I don't have a fruit. So what should I do? I can't offer him anything. Now the question comes, is what I did, let's say I have kept one, it too kept one, and gave one to that fellow. I'll give one to him. Is this dana? Is the question. And if yes, how? If it is not, why? I need answer from you. And then I can give you the answer from the Dhamma. What do you have to think? This is the example what I've given you.
Is it about Chetana?
About what? Chetana, intention.
Intention.
No. Got nothing to do with that.
Because if somebody see if he wants to give dana, but he doesn't have the intention, but out of just social ritual or norm, he's trying to give something to someone, probably it won't be of the same nature.
No, that is fine, but there are, I don't know how much did you really understand the story. It's not about, the intention is correct, but that is not what is meant here. So first and foremost, we need to know whether it is a parami, highest, and is it dana? Is it a dana? Then only we
Of
can
course,
see.
it's
Pardon?
of course it's dana. If it is given to someone, then it's dana.
Yes. It is something is given to someone, it is dana, agreed. But is it parami? Yes, sir, you go ahead.
I mean, I feel like the one that he given to that person that's not Brahmin definitely is not Dana because he, didn't even intend to give. He just gave because he was asked and he couldn't refuse. And even the one that's given to the Brahmin, even if he had given three to the Brahmin, or I feel like it's not exactly Dana because he's kind of trading something. He's trying to get Parami by giving. So he's like. So in that sense, it's not true giving. That's what I understand.
Right.
Sir, what I feel that it is dana but not parama. We will not consider it as a parama, but we
Right.
can still consider it as a dana.
Yes. But tainted with sensuality. Okay, so in Aganna Sutta, if you have read, okay, earlier in the sense when contraction happened and then the expansion started, the beings in the Abhasara realm starts to come down. And when they come down to the earth existence or human existence, better way to put it, is that they don't have to grow anything. You have read it properly. So I gave you the example of wish fulfilling tree. In fact, that has done the dana. It has given the best of the fruits to this person. Now he doesn't have right to store it, because he has to seek permission from the tree. Can I keep it for myself? Because the tree has given what he wished for. He wanted 10, he is given 10. He didn't think, one person 10, can he eat 10 of them? Maybe I'll give 2. You come tomorrow, no? What is there? I'll give you. You eat 2 and come back. So, it's not a paramita. The tree has done the paramita, but the human being has not done. It didn't say anything. So now, today, the food what we are eating, the plants don't question. Why do you want so much? Do you really want so much of food? They're giving. But we are trading the food. I will buy this and I'll give. So there's a buyer and a seller. So now when I buy, it legitimately makes me feel I'm the owner, which is not. The khetta field is the owner. Right? So when I do dana, including the one I'm doing now, the Dhamma dana, yesterday I was explaining to Ashutosh, is that I cannot be miser, thinking that, and also Dardan was there. So I cannot say, I'll give you a capsule, a little bit like Ariu, you and I have spoken over like Dhamma in a minute. So we do a 60-second video, make it much good, or a 5-minute video and make it good. And then if you want to continue watching, pay $5. It's Dhamma, not mine, right? But still, I'll put $5. $5 anybody can pay. What's there? What's the big deal? It's $5. So if you want me to personally explain to you, then it would cost $100. And if you want me to come and show you how to do it, it will cost you $1,000. And they do dana. Now this is a problem. The seeker is the person who is listening to it, is tainted with the greed. So then he loses the dana. Meaning, it doesn't lead to paramita. So then what I should do? Don't ask. Make it known that you can donate, but don't ask. They have to donate, but you don't have to say what to donate. They can donate whatever they want. They can, just a secondary. So they can give service, they can do this, they can promote, they can give a flower to the teacher, just a flower. Like yesterday, Shreyas came, he got me some fruits. That's dana, over. That's nothing more than that. While he was coming, he saw some fruits and he bought some fruits and he gave it, over. And I can't say, hey, you know what? I got one monitor and you are giving only fruits. That's not right at all. Because dana I have misunderstood. As a teacher, if I am a teacher, I have misunderstood the concept of dana. And as a student, I'm making him go on the wrong side by asking. The Dhamma is like a wish fulfilling tree. It has no taints. So I can't act as an agent of that tree saying that, you know what, I just been given an agency So I will make it profitable. I want to build an empire. So I'll use Dhamma. No, absolutely baseless. And if I were to do that, instead of accumulating punya, I will be accumulating papa in the name of the dana. It is dana, agreed. What I'm doing is dana, absolutely true. But it is not a paramita, not a parami, because it is not parama, ultimate. So we started with dana. Yes, sir, you had a question.
Yes. So I guess I just have general question about this model, because this model is so common these days. It's called freemium, right? People give a lot of stuff for free, and then they say, for this premium service, you have to pay. I guess this intention is probably on the spectrum, where on some end, the whole giving is for the purpose of getting people to buy. But also there's maybe a higher spectrum is that people do wish to give some, but for their survival or whatever, they do have to gain in some form. So I'm wondering, like, is it true that throughout this whole spectrum, as long as there's a conditioned component, it completely takes away the paramita that
Yes.
for portion
Yes.
you give?
Yes. So thing is that nibbana is unconditioned. So the dana is also unconditioned. I can't make a reference saying that I need this at all. Meaning, let's say open, we have license-free things, right? Or an open source software. So is it a dana? No. Is it a commercial dana? To an extent, yes. Then a commercial billing, you have opened it up. You're saying that anybody can use it, anybody can contribute to it. So I have a GNU license and then I can use it. Okay, fair. But somebody is funding it, right? Somebody is funding it. And due to that funding, I will use it for advertisements. Is that dana? No. It's still commercial. In the name of free, I'm charging in a different way. So, anything is free in life. Everything is free in life, actually. How and why? The plant or the field is not charging you. No field has charged anyone till date. We have constructed a space and said, this is my space. But the land as such has not said, this is your space.
But even the field required to be fertilized every once in a while. So there's some sustenance that's needed.
No, that's correct. So now what we need to understand here in that Aganya Sutta is that when you come down and down and down and down, when the fight starts for the land, then you create a community called as Khettiya, which are basically people who would safeguard, like a policeman. So, else in US or India or any other country, you require policemen because there are people who will break the law. So there should be something called as a law. If everyone were noble, then there was no law required in the first place. So since everybody is not noble, and everybody doesn't, when you say everybody, it means that those chitta is so much corrupted that it doesn't know what is right and what is wrong. So now I have to create rules and regulations for cutting the field. So then I will say this much field is mine and I would like to grow. So the person who is growing anything at all, it's for him. But then he can share. Now, how does he share? Now, he could have done a dana, but then he finds, no, it doesn't make sense. Why can't I earn out of it? So the currency is formed. A transactional way of looking at is formed. And then when a transaction way of looking is formed, that means it becomes a right. I'm paying $1. I would like to have this product. So it says $1. So I don't have to fight with the shopkeeper because the price is there. And then what he can do was $1. Now it is 38 cents. Why? He's clearing off. So during the winter sale, just clear off. Why? You want to bring the new stock and this is no longer required. So the moment people put discount, what happens? There is greed. So all those beings who have greed will occupy the space. Right? But that object doesn't say this is $39. Sorry, 39 cents. Yes, Aryu.
Yeah, I guess I'm understanding a little bit better. So I guess it really depends on whether, if there's no profit to be gained at all in any form, would you still be giving it out?
Yes.
So
yes.
if there's anything at all, it's not dana. So let's say another example. Let's say a spiritual teacher giving a lot of talk on the YouTube, but for that portion, he's really just trying to giving. But on the side, he said you can sign up for my camp, and this is for a retreat and all that. That's for his assistant, and that is okay because he's not conditioning this giving upon that.
Right,
So
right.
there's a free portion, there's a charge portion, but that's okay. But if there's a condition on this free, let's say if no one ever buys his camp, he wouldn't be giving this. Then
Yes.
it's not dana.
Then it's
because
not
he's-
dana. Then it's not dana. Absolutely right. So the basic tenet of dana, if it is parami, highest, dana is dana, but it is not, shouldn't be tainted by raga, dvesha, moha. It's a tainted glass with some color. Should be literally white or transparent, see-through. If yes, then it is parami. And those parami will help me, who is now a human, to land into the Brahma realm. If I am practicing Brahma Vihara. Got the point? So I was telling Ashutosh yesterday night, he was saying that it's late, so are you sure you are spending so much time and all that? In Dhamma, there's no time. If I put time, it's measurement. If anything is measured, it's not a parami. It's still a dana. I'm doing the dana of the Dhamma, but I'm measuring it up. Measuring that it's 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. So now, should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? Only one person is there. If there are 5 people, I would have continued. Only for one person, why so much of effort? Then I'll tell Ashutosh, you can drop off. There's only one guy. I don't normally do for one person. Why don't we have a few more people? Or you bring in few more people, I will talk. So now the onus is on that person, right? So Ashutosh have to go knock at each person's door. You know what? I wanted to learn Dhamma, but this teacher of mine is not interested. So why don't you all come? Just sit. At least he will tell me what I should do. It is not a... If one person or 100 people, no measurement. That is dana. At least from my side, that is paramita. So this is unadulterated. Right. Yeah, go ahead. You had a question, yes.
yes. I guess let's say you put a slight condition on it. The dana still gets you, merits, but it's not paramita. So there's still merits to be gained.
Yes, there is merit. No, there is
Yeah.
merit. We are talking about parami. We are not talking about just merit.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
question from Naveen was, what is paramita or parami? So I am talking about parami. I am not talking merit. Yes, there is a merit. So
Yes. Yeah.
even otherwise, if I were to charge $100 area, it's still a merit.
Yes, yes, yes.
Still a merit. It's not that it is demerit. It is still a merit, but it is tainted by raga.
Yes,
So
yes.
what is going to happen is I cannot cut the rupa raga at all. Right? So what it means, the maximum I can reach through my effort is anagami.
So the parami, since it's highest, it means there's absolutely no condition.
No
If there's any condition, it's not parami because
It's not
it's
a
not the
parami.
high.
It's not the highest. Still it is dana. Right? Now you if you evaluate, does Vilas require $1,000? I think he requires $5,000. I think he requires $10,000. I think he requires only $100. Earning, right? I don't think so. He requires that itself is a dana, but it's not paramita. Because it's not parama. Yes. You shouldn't be thinking. You should just be offering. Here is. I don't even know what it is. There it goes. Yes.
I guess just slightly wrap up on the freemium topic. I guess I think this model is overall successful because the danas, I mean, even though it's not parami, the dana still
Yes,
is good.
absolutely.
That's why it gains.
Yes. Like in the case of Google or in case of so many other organizations who first give it for free and then charge later is indeed meritorious than just charging from day one. You first give the product, you just ask them to use it. And when they use it, you say, oh, you know what, for maintaining this, I need to charge. Why don't I charge? Fine, fair, absolutely fair. But it's not para, but it's still a dana, right? So, whoever were the founders in Google who have been doing this model, they have attained best of the merit. And whichever company has been doing it. There's so many organizations who do it. Good than charging. And they go to the sponsors and say that, look, this is our model. Why don't you fund? And those sponsors who are doing it, they are also having a good meritorious deed. And also the social organization or an NGO organizations, etc. They really make merit of giving. See, the whole thing is about giving. So they've given. So instead of holding it, they're giving it, right? It makes sense that way. But then the question, is that the highest? And the answer is no. Yeah, Naveen, you have any comments on this? Fine. This is the first one. And this.
Well, I was trying to think on this. If dana is coming with some kind of a vicious interest, it's no more a parami.
It's not.
If there is a vicious interest of an individual, it doesn't fall in the category of a parami. Though it will have merits, but not of that nature which categorizes as a parami.
Yes, parami is some. If I want to work out on parami, it means I am not holding anything which is no upadana. If there is no upadana, there is no bhava. If there is no bhava, there is no jati. If there is no jati, there is no jara, marana, soka, parideva. So that is what parami will do. Because there is no craving. Right? And there's no feeling. So if you take on the top, is not there. If you take from the bottom, is not there. That means you have understood the patisamutpada completely. Yes.
So I guess a common thing that could happen is that when the people are offering help, they're not thinking about reward. So at the moment of their offering, they have not thought about it. But after they've given, they start thinking, maybe I should get some gratitude, and the thoughts will start to come. But I guess that will discount this merit, discount this parami. But it's still good when
it's still a merit. See, all those are merit. So if you go by Abhidhamma way of seeing things, then in the chit chitta, the chitta which is coming right now on me is akusala. Dhamma which is coming is akusala dhamma, not the kusala dhamma. On the chitta, this what is getting colored up is the akusala. It should be kiriya chitta, not even kusala, not even akusala, but kiriya. That's the highest. Okay. In Sanskrit, it is kriya. That means just do the deed. So somebody comes and says, "Hey, Vilas, you have iPhone. I need it. I don't have any concept of iPhone. It's just a material. Take it." That's it. And somebody comes, "Oh, you have Rode microphone. Beautiful. Can you give it to me?" Take it. So that is what becomes eso na mama. Right? And that's the highest thing. Yes. Yes, Naveen.
On a different note, I mean, somehow I'm getting a feeling if an individual gets up to that level where he's not considering the materialistic things from their face value and rather considering them as the four elements only, it would become easier for them to do anything without attaching any kind of a value.
Exactly. So that is the idea when you come to Nekkhama. So to create Nekkhama, you require dana. That's a starting point. What you're talking is renunciation. So he knows that everything is four elements. So there's nothing that he is giving or taking. In the mind exists iPhone, but if you really crack it up and make it into 100 pieces, you'll never find an iPhone there. You will find only solid and liquid and gas and all that. There's nothing else what you're going to find. So he knows there is no value.
Yeah. Normal tendency is that since we attach the values to these things, that's why we tend to hold them.
Exactly.
But if it is generalized like four elements, they have no value at all.
So to experience the four element, you need to go beyond sotapanna. To go beyond sotapanna, you need to have dana. You got the point, how it is fixing up things. So you are come into the Buddha Dhamma, so you understand Buddha Dhamma, so you become sotapanna. That's not the end of it. That's the beginning of it. Now having begun, I need to see how do I get rid of these things. This thing, and this thing also, right? The ultimate dana is this one. Because when the death comes, I should be able to give it up. It's not mine. If I say, "Oh, I'm dying," that means I is still mine. The mind remains. So to to get away from that mindness, I should remove the miserliness. So to create an environment for not being miser, I need to donate. It's just an act of donation. It doesn't matter. Like I was talking to Chirag and Ariu. It's not the cost which matters. It's not the criteria of that, whether somebody gives $10,000 or only $1 or even a flower. That's immaterial. Do you want to give without condition? And that's all what it is. So let's say Ariu thought that if I have a bigger monitor and should look good, he said, "I'm going to donate it, Vilas. I think you need to change it." I said, "Okay." He wants it, right? It's not I want it. He wants it. You buy it. And that's it. It's his donation. It's not my donation. I can't be subjective. I can't be judgmental and say that, "Hey, are you sure why this much of cost and why that?" His choice. I just buy it. Simple. Because it is his. This whole monitor is his. It's not mine. I've got nothing to do with it. So if I keep it that way, It makes sense. Like this microphone, what I'm using is from Axel's mom. It's not mine. She had donated, I bought it. The stand, what I have here, is again donated, it's not mine. So there's nothing here which is mine. So even that Mac Mini is donated one, so it's not mine. So nothing I can claim to be mine here in this room, including the chair. This chair where I'm sitting is again donated by somebody who learned meditation from me. So he has donated with the chair. And one carpenter has donated this table to me. That also is not mine, right? So the place I'm sitting is not mine. The table what I'm sitting is not mine. And this iPhone is donated by my wife. It's not mine either. You see this fun? Okay. And the stand of this iPhone, this stand where I'm keeping this is also not mine. And eventually nothing over here is mine. Absolutely, I have got nothing to do with it. The whole setup is dana. Yes, go ahead.
But the person who did the dana to you wouldn't want to claim it as theirs also.
Yes, so
Is
it is
that
very good, right? It's very
Yeah.
good. So in that way, you earn, I earn, right? So now you are not claiming that this is my monitor, right? So you have donated, but you can't claim because it is from LG. Now LG cannot claim it because it is made out of mud, so that clay. They can't claim it either. So nobody can claim anything as theirs. So very simple. So this is mud, and this is mud, and this is mud, and this is mud, and everything is made out of mud only. Clay or mud or whatever that is. So all the materials, all the minerals, what we say, from silica to gold to silver to aluminium to this or that, is all made out of what? Mud. It's dust, basically. From the dust, this body has happened. From the dust, this monitor has happened. So what am I doing? Taking a dust and giving dust. Simple. Not mine. Not myself. Right? So this room is completely donated. There's not anything what I'm doing here can be considered as mine, including the iPhone, because it's her donation to me. She sponsored it. It's not mine at all. In no way can I claim it is my iPhone. It's so good. So now it is parama. Yes, go ahead. Yes, sorry.
Oh, no, I'm thinking that the money comes from, let's say, your joint account.
No, she has her own account. She is not joint
Oh,
account.
okay.
So she just thought of donating this to me. I said, okay, you want to donate this? Go ahead. She asked me, what do you want? And she got it on my on her birthday, not even my birthday. That's even more better.
Best birthday gift.
Yes, the best birthday gift, and she donated.
No, I mean the best birthday gift is to give on the day of the birthday rather
Yes,
than take.
that's right. Yeah. So now she is given. So she has good parami. Okay. And she has never touched it. From the day she has given it to me, she has not touched, saying that, okay, I got you this iPhone, so I will play with it, I will use it. No. Even if I keep it on the table, she doesn't use it. That's nice. So it's dana, agreed, but it is parama. Now, what happens when you have parama? Let's say it cuts hindrance. Simple. So you want to remove kama chanda vyapada thina mida udacha kokucha isikicha. The best way to do than struggling with removing them in a different way, just give up. Just donate. Donation not in the sense of money. Please don't misunderstand that. Donation is not terms of material items. Donation is just to give up from your heart. So let's say there's a teacher, there's a student. The best you can do, if you have faith in the teacher, just mimic what the teacher is doing. And that becomes yours. Right? So now somebody goes to the Buddha and they watch. Oh, yes. Like in the case of Majjhima Nikaya 92, 91, 90, 89, if you read those suttas, they exactly talk about that. They mimic what Buddha is doing and then they put it in a gatha and say that there's nothing like what you are doing. So why don't I touch your feet? Why? Because that quality comes to me. So it gets me into parama. Right? So now I can do the same thing. What I can do is whatever I have, I donate it. Here it is. Without any clashes, without any defilements. Just give up. It's not mine. Can I do that? Eso na mama. That removes what? Craving. If craving is not there, visikicha goes away by itself, and udacha will go for remorse goes by itself, and kukucha. Then thinamida will not be there, and then abhija cannot survive. Abhija requires craving. If abhija is not there, craving is not there, then there's no abhija. Vyapada also is on craving, so you are removed craving. You are removed craving. What happens? Exactly, you have done what you're supposed to do. So you will not have mascharya, which is stinginess. So the dana is the best thing to get into it. And that's the reason Dhamma dana is the best dana. Yes.
Yeah, and I remember you said upadana is upa close
Near,
adana.
yes.
That's to
Adana.
give. So when you go dana, you go against upadana. So the more dana you do, the less upadana there is.
Exactly. So upadana is correct. Is what it is. So you hold on to it. I don't hold on to it. If there is no holding on to it, then there is no existence of that. If there is no existence, then you can't be born in that place forever. So isn't it the nicest thing to do is to do dana? And the answer is yes. Now, here is the problems. Statements. The teacher asks, give me this much money. And the student gives. Student gets parami, teacher gets merit. Okay. Because student has not held it. He has not asked the teacher, why should I give you $100? So I go, yes, teacher. Transfer $100 to me. Okay. Yes, teacher. Not even asked why. I just now transferred $100 to you last week. Want another $100? What are you going to do? You're supposed to be just be on Dhamma. No, I need another $100. Okay, here it is. After 2 weeks, again the teacher says, another $100. Okay, here it is. After 4-5 weeks, another $100. Here it is. Every time this student gives $100, the teacher takes $100. The teacher has merit because he has some plan in his mind what he wants to do with those dollars. Maybe for building something, let's say meditation hall. Okay. Parami is for the student, the merit is for the teacher.
But in a mundane trade, where I'm just trading this knowledge and you give me money, no merit. It's just trade, right? There's no merit.
No merit, either side.
Yeah.
It's just trading. You just trade. So if I want merit, use that money for good purposes, you have merit, but not parami. But if I want parami, now the student asks, sir, what I can do for you? What you can do for me? Nothing, you just follow the Dhamma. The highest parami for the student. No, sir, for your living, I want to do something. Okay. Have you done anything for your living? Yes, sir, I have done. Okay, whatever you think you want to do for yourself, you do it to me. So both are in parami. So what it means is, I'm having 1 square meal. As a student, the teacher, I can cook 1 square meal and cook and give him. That's it. Nothing the teacher can ask. Hey, this iPhone looks good. Why don't I have one? That's that's not parami. That is not even a merit. Forget about anything else, because there is greed. That is lobha. So this is how we can see the paramis on dana. If you are done, then we will go on the sila. I think the dana itself has taken 1 hour.
But in a way, it's very good the way you have explained the entire thing. Prior to having this discussion with you, I used to consider whatever you give to anyone is dana, no matter what your intentions are like. Now, this way, what we can do, we can correct our intentions that they don't have any role to play when it comes to donation.
Correct. So when I give without holding, it is parami. That's all. Simple. Yes, Aryu.
And I agree with Naveen that it's a good foundation because I feel this conditioning can happen to all of the other 10 parami, right?
Yes.
Like endurance. A lot of people take it as like a, they just force it, but they are not taking it unconditionally. So
Correct.
I think any of these should be taken unconditionally, and that's only parami.
Yes. Absolutely. Okay, so are we done with parami? Sorry, with dana.
Well, looks like that the dana is done, but it's a very extensive one, and it would be good if we could cover all the paramis in this very manner.
Yes, we have to cover everything in the same
Yeah.
manner. So if you have time, I will continue with as many as possible today.
Anyway, it's a Sunday.
Anyway, Sunday, I don't know about Aryu. He might have to leave. If he leaves, he can listen later. And the same thing
So-
with Matt. Matt is
No,
Why
I'm
not-
free. I'm free.
Right?
You're free.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to log off and I'll just listen to the video.
Okay, no worries. Ashutosh.
All right.
Okay, good
Thank
night.
y'all. Y'all have a good evening.
Okay, yeah, good night, Matt.
All right.
Bye bye.
I am free, sir.
Okay, you're free. Okay, so now
Yes.
we'll go to the second one, Sila. So what we started was dana. Now you all are working, or we all are working, including me, on the Sila. So the first thing I need to bring out is what is Sila, morality. So there is 2 levels of morality. One with Hiri and Ottappa is the highest. One without Hiri and Ottappa and just doing it because Buddha has said so, or I don't want to be born in a lower existence, is meritorious. Hiri is you feel ashamed. Ottappa is moral dread. Means what if life ends right now and I'm born in the bad existence? Or I'm existence in the sense that need not be that I become an animal, but even as a human being, let's say, or even as a deva, I have to see something which is bad happening in front of me, or I have to listen to something which is bad. I have to smell something which is bad. I have to touch something which is bad. I have to taste something which is bad. And I have to think something which is also bad. This is coming from problem with Sila. The random thoughts which we get are got due to Sila, not due to anything else. And I'm not able to let go of the immoral thoughts because of the Sila, not because of anything else. So if my Sila is breaking and breaking and breaking, it means that my thoughts are in that way. Yes, Aryu.
I have a question about the Viryā and Ottappa. So usually people try to be moral only because of shame and fear only, right? Even in religions, in many people, there's shaming and fear that there's some consequence. So it's very common, right? But it doesn't mean all these ways are parami, right? Like, is there a distinction here?
Yes. They don't have samapatti. That's the problem. Okay. Now, even though I'll give you an example, some practical examples to tell you. So let's say one friend comes to my home and we are talking some nonsense. At that moment, I don't have the dhitti that there is future life, because I'm doing samapatti. That is empty speech or empty blabber or getting involved with it or whatever it is. Because I don't believe there is a new birth. Even though I'm a Buddha follower. But at that moment, I'm not cutting that state. Why am I seeing that friend who is talking nonsense? I'm not asking myself. I'm getting involved with it. Now, when I get involved with it, the mind is pulled away from moral. So I need to be careful. And what is carefulness? You should have a dread. I might just have an overall moral dread, like an overall blanket. Like I go to the church and I go to the masses and I pray and I do all that. At that time, I'm good. But when I come back, my usual self until next Sunday, yes.
But a lot of these religious people, they do believe in hell, right? And believe in that. So they're avoiding some bad actions.
Yes,
because they
but
want to
at
make
that moment they don't, right? See, as per them, the hell, see, what are we trying to do? The parama is what? Nibbana. The parama is not merits accumulation. Paramis are meant for what? Paramis are meant for arahat, phala, samapatti. Or even anagami. You need to have parami. For a sotapanna, you don't require parami, you require merit, kusala. You require punya. So punyanumodana. That means wish for having more and more punya. That is fine, fair. But we were talking about parami, we are not talking about the merits. So by having fear and for having shame or doing wrong things is good, but it brings in only merits. But it doesn't increase sati. Yes.
So I guess only you have a complete worldview as per Dhamma in the way of Ducharita Vipaka Sutta. That's only when you can have the true Sila in the Parami manner.
Yes.
Because
Yes. So Duccharita Vipaka Sutta requires this China Panjara Sutta because my mind is still not prepared to take on the Parami. So I need to do the armor. I need to have a fence around so that nothing comes and grazes. So I need to have a head as Buddha, the eyes as a Dhamma, and the body as a Sangha. And I'm donating. I'm donating this, which becomes Parami of the Dana. That gives me Sila. Yes.
I guess I didn't quite understand about this donation part. I mean, what does Buddha and Dhamma needs my donation for? I mean, I guess donation.
Okay, now I'll tell you. What is the highest donation for a human being or for any being?
Dhammadan.
No, Dhammadana is okay. But what is the highest dana? As a human being, I'm not talking. See, everybody cannot do the Dhammadana anyway.
To give up their life, you mean?
No, the give up I.
Love and compassion.
No, love and compassion is fine. The I, the mana. Okay. How do I let go of mana? I can only let go of mana by donating.
Sort of like a bhakti.
Not really a bhakti per se. It's not devotion. Yes, there is a devotion element to it, but I don't know how to explain to you. Let's take some suttas and you will understand. Right. So now what happens here is that if you want to get into arahat phala samapatti, you shouldn't have mana. And you should have experiential faith in Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha and all that. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been even an anagami or sakadagami also. Now what happens? You still, or in my case, I still feel I am possessing knowledge of the Buddha Dhamma. Am I not having that? Yes, I do. What if I make this as the Buddha, 28 Buddhas, and this the Dhamma, and the body is a completely Sangha? Then what happens? I goes away. Right? Now this is walking, talking Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Right? Why? I'm taking refuge in Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Right? So whatever I'm saying, Buddham Saranam Gacchami, Dhammam Saranam Gacchami, Sangam Saranam Gacchami. Over. So now I can't do any mistake because I've donated it. See, like, you guys have donated so many things. So it's not mine, right? I cannot legitimately claim that this is mine. It's not. It will be a lie. In the same way, if I give this body, mind, soul, whatever we want to call, to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, not mine. That's what it says, no? Eso na mama, eso na aham asmi, eso me atta. Isn't it the most easiest thing to get this with this act? And you will not be able to break the Sila. That's another advantage. You can't because they're watching. All the time Buddha is watching, sitting on top of your head. Now what will you do? And Sariputta will give me a slap on the left hand side and the Moggallana on the right hand side and the Aniruddha kicking me from the front and Kondanyo kicking me from the back. It's torture. Good one. It's a very good torture. I can't do anything. That's the most easiest way. It's nothing to get devoted about.
But in a like a common sense, you could say you have devoted your life to Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha.
Correct. You are devoted. Just like I have devoted myself to Google, let's say, or ABB, or some other organization. I have devoted. I have given up. I've given myself up to the welfare of that organization. In the same way, I have given myself up to Buddha Dhamma Sangha. If I compare between working in a company and earning money and legitimately doing what needs to be done for that organization is meritorious. Here, doing the same thing is not only meritorious, it is paramita, parama. Convinced? Okay. So the Duccharita Vipaka Sutta plus Dinapanjara Sutta and establishing the 5 precepts or 8 precepts and watching it over all the time, what it will do? It will bring Indriya Samvara very easy. Now the senses cannot go out. Why? Buddha is watching, Dhamma is watching, Sangha is watching. So if you want to see a girl, you'll have to think 100 times. If you want to hear to something, you have to again hear. You have to taste something, yes. If you smell something, yes. Obviously, you're doing Indriya Samvara, which is Nekkhama, the next one. So you are basically, by doing this, it automatically brings you to Nekkhama. It's renunciation. The thoughts of renunciation. What are you renouncing? The sight with the eye, sound with the ear, taste with the tongue, the body with the touch, the nose with the smell, mind with the thought. Because thoughts are random. They are not me or mine or myself. It just comes and goes. So what I should do with that? Why are they coming? Because of the conditions what I have created in the past. Why am I seeing this? Because of the conditions what I have created in the past. Why am I hearing this? Because of the condition what I have created in the past. So now I don't have to create the same condition in the future. So why don't I renounce both of them? The past, present, and the future. Atita, Anagata, Pachuppan, all the 3. And there's no binding. So I've renounced. So then nothing comes to me now. The sight comes, goes away. The sound comes, goes away. The touch comes, goes away. The thoughts comes, goes away. Smell comes, goes away. Taste comes, goes away. Na eso mama, na eso aham asmi, na eso me atta. So Nekkhama, easy. Otherwise, how much I have to struggle for Nekkhama? So Dveda Vitakka Sutta helps me in not only getting into the Sila, it also helps me in Indriya Samvara, which brings me to Nekkhama. Yes, are you?
In some categorization, Indriya Samvara is part of Sila, right?
Yes. That's the reason
It's
it's called a Samvarena Sila.
Okay.
Yes, you're right. So ultimately, because of the dana, it increases Sila. Because of the Sila, it gets into Nekkhama, and Nekkhama is part of Sila only. You'll renounce because there is no point. Because you already donated. So there's nothing that you're holding on to. It is basically you're having a beautiful life. So 3 of the 10 we have covered now. And the 4th one is the result of it, Pañna, wisdom. Now this Pañna helps me in getting into the first to 4 jhanas. How? Well, Sila, Samadhi, Pañna. With Sila, with Indriya Samvara, I get contentment, which is Santosa. And before that, I would have established the Sampajanya. And the hindrances are automatically removed. Why? Because I'm in Nekkhama. So I should get Pañna. Because I've already established Samadhi. So the starting point is Dana. And the middle ground here is Pañna. So Dana gives me Pañna. Yes.
So the first three parami are all something you could do, you can strive to do. But Pañna to me is more of a fruit of it. Is it
That's
something
why
I can?
that's the reason I told you it is a result. of
Oh, it's a
doing
result. So
result.
this parami is not something
You can do. You can't do anything about it. From
Yeah, right.
then onwards, everything is like a roll up. Right? So after Pañna, you have Viryā. You can't develop Viryā, you have Viryā. If you cut lethargy, you have Viryā. For that also you require Viryā, right? So now it's oxymoron or paradoxical, right? So how did I get Viryā? I got Viryā because of the second parami, Sila, right? And because I'm renunciating, highest energy is created because I'm not taking anything.
Yeah, because the energy is not wasted on the senses.
Yes.
It just all goes to the body.
Yes, absolutely. And because of Viryā, Khanti, forbearance. Forbearance of what? Eye touching the sight, ear touching the sound, taste touching the tongue, body touching the touch, thoughts touching the mind, forbearing it. I'm basically not allowing it to happen. Yes.
In the Chinese translation, this basically generally mean if someone hit you, you shouldn't get angry and all that. But the deeper meaning is because the eye is not touching it, and hence there's no anger that comes.
There's no anger. Yes, absolutely. So what happens here is that slowly it reduces udacha, restlessness. How and why? When eye is not touching the side, there is no anxiety. Restlessness is caused by anxiety of getting to know, getting to get it. I want it. So when the eye is not touching the side, where's the question of wanting it? So the udacha goes away. So now you have a best reflection of Dhamma itself. Now you are in Dhamma. So the Jina Panjara, what we developed there for Sila, comes to use in Khanti. Because you have given it to Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. That means nothing is yours. If nothing is yours, you are forbearing it, right? Somebody comes and throws something at you. Somebody does something at you. Something says something to you. Doesn't make you irritated. Somebody comes and appreciates you. Hey, Vilas, you're doing such a nice desana. We really love it. Okay, thank you. And somebody comes and says, I think you're the lousiest person I ever found on the internet. Okay, fair. For him, I'm lousy anyway. It's fine. What's my problem? See, just because he's telling me lousy doesn't mean that I really became lousy. If yes, the Dhamma has gone into the mind. If he is saying that you're doing an extraordinary job of sharing Dhamma, again this Dhamma, the object, has gone into the mano. So the Khanti is to make sure the negative also is not taken. Positive is also not taken as mine and myself. Yes.
So I guess by establishing in Jinapanjara, it doesn't mean that you won't make mistakes in terms of knowledge and wisdom and what you do. Because, I mean, until your defilement is gone, you're still not get all the wisdom. But the intention is completely pure.
Yes.
So even the blame is toward you, you can take it as a technicality, but you know you've devoted everything for the
Yes,
best.
so you'll correct it, but you will not take it as yours. It's like course correction. The ship is or the boat is going somewhere, and somebody say, "Hey! If you go there, you're going to hit that rock." Oh, okay. Sorry. So let me take it this way. I like a car. I'm driving, and then I'm talking to you, and then suddenly you realize, Vilas, there is a tanker which is stopped. Be careful. And then I become alert, right? The defilements can be seen through the Dhamma eye, which is Buddha Dhamma Sangha. So instead of relying on Aryu, who is sitting next to me on the passenger seat and guiding me in the car, I'm having this body made out of Buddha Dhamma Sangha, which will automatically guide me. That's the basic thing about Jina Panjara. Otherwise, Aryu, you have to import me into America, and every hour I need to be, or every wherever you go, I also need to follow. Say that, Aryu, do this, do that, do this, do that, and it becomes a real pain. After some time, you feel, oh shit, when is he going back to Bangalore? I'm fed up with him. So instead of that, Jina Panjar is better. Right. So we have covered 6 of the 10. So Dana is the biggest. Dana works, Sila works, Nekkhama works. If Nekkhama works, Viryā works, Khanti works. The first is give up. Easy. And that removes upadana. And no bhava. No bhava, no jati. No jati, no jara, marana, sokana. So, once I have come to Khanti, cutting the senses from the sense object perceptions, the perception itself will start to fall. The feeling will start to fall. And then I can see the Sacca, truth. So not only I am remaining truthful by Kaya Sankhara, Vachi Sankhara, Mano Sankhara, but also I am understanding the Sacca. So I can reflect on the reality of the Dukkha, Dukkha Samudaya, Dukkha Nirodha, Dukkha Nirodha Gamini Patipada at the deepest level. Yes.
But the Sacca here means the Paramatta Sacca.
Paramata Sacca. Yes, because all Paramis, right? It's all a Parami. On a conventional reality, somebody says something to me disrespectful, this, that, I don't feel anything because I've cut out that. I can see behind the curtain rather than worried about the curtain. Because there's no nivarna. So what it really means is that, Aryu, is that after the third stage, that is when I'm on the Dana, Sila, Nekkhama, it helps me also to progress from Sotapanna to Sakadagami to Anagami. That also will be happening along with that. It's not that only this will happen and that will not have happened at all. They both get developed together. Why? Because you're setting that environment. Yes.
And I guess if you're get to this place, you've done what the Prajna Paramita Sutta want to do.
Exactly. Yeah, the Prajna Paramita Sutra of Mahayana, this is what they wanted you to do. So, Rupa Shunyam Shunyatam Eva Rupa. Like that. So, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vinyana. Okay, since you opened that topic, let me see if I can recite it. The benefit of all. I think I had that. I can.
I was referring to the Diamond Sutra, which is Prajna Paramita Sutra, but this Heart Sutra is also that. It's Prajna Paramita
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Hidaya. Or,
It starts with Arya Avalokiteshvara. That is how it starts. So, do you want me to recite? Okay, makes sense. Okay. So, it starts like this. Arya. Arya is Arya in Sanskrit, right? Arya is arahat. Arya Avalokiteshvara Bodhi Sattva Gambhiram Prajna Paramita Charyam Charamano. व्यवहालोकितस्मा पंचस्कंद अष्टदश्च स्वभावशून्यं पश्यति स्म इह शरीपुत्ररूपं शून्यं शून्य इतवमे रूप रूपानावृतशून्यत शून्यतया न वृत्ति स नारूपं यद्रूपं स शून्यत य शून्यत सारूपम् इवम् इव वेदना संज्ञा संस्कार विज्ञानम् इह शरीपुत्र सर्व धर्म शून्यत लक्षण अनुत्पन्न अनिरुद्ध अमल विमल अनून अपरिपूर्ण तस्मात् शरीपुत्र शून्यतयं न रूपम न वेदना न संज्ञा न संस्कार न विज्ञानम और विज्ञानम न चक्षु श्रोत घ्राण जिह्व काय मनसा न रूपम न शब्द न गंध न रस न स्पर्शत्वेव धर्मः न चक्षुर्धातुर यावत् न मनोविज्ञान धातु न अविद्या न अविद्यक्षयो यावत् न जरा मरण न जरा मरण क्षायो न दुःख समुदय निरोध मार्ग न ज्ञानम न प्राप्तिर्न अभिसमय तस्मात् अप्रप्तिवद् बोधिसत्व प्रज्ञा परमितम् आश्रित्य विभर्जत चित्त आवरणः नस्तित्वदा अस्त्रो विपश्चर्य अतिक्रांत निष्ठ निर्वाण त्रि अध्व व्यवस्थितः सर्वबुद्धः प्रज्ञा परमितम् आश्रित्य अनुत्तर सम्यक् संबोध अभिसंबुद्धः तस्मात् ज्ञात्वा प्रज्ञा परमित महामंत्र महाविद्य मंत्र अनुत्तर मंत्र असम समानि मंत्रः सर्वदुःख प्रश्नार्माणः सत्यम् अमित्यावात् प्रज्ञा परमित मुखम मंत्र तादियत गते गते परगते परसंगते बोधि स्वाहा. This is the Heart Sutra or Prajna Paramita Sutra. So if you want to know the meaning, I will tell you the meaning.
another day. Yeah, but the Diamond Sutra is also called the Prajna Paramita.
Yes,
Sutra.
it is all part of the Prajna Paramita Sutra series.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Prajna Paramita Sutra, this is our smallest one, but we have this entire volume dedicated to Prajna Paramita Sutra. And one portion of the Chinese Agama talks about the Diamond Sutra, which then creates or talks about Amitabha Buddha. Okay. In Amitabha Buddha, you will find that he is very compassionate towards all sentient beings. Okay, and that is in Vajrayana named as Avalokiteshvara. And Avalokiteshvara is a saint in southern part of India during the time of Vasubandhu and Atisha and all that. So he was very well known to be having psychic powers and also very compassionate.
Oh, sorry. Did you say the Avalokita is a real person?
Yes, a real person.
Oh.
Avalokiteshvara. Then what happens is that he lands into the Shuddhavasa and he meets Amitabha Buddha.
He did not get arahat.
In a way, yes. That's the reason they don't believe in that. They say that unless all sentient beings are released from the samsara, you can't get liberated. What they're trying to say is that the Sat Chit Ananda, if you go by the Vedanta way, what Buddha is saying is that the Sat, what you're saying, absolute existence, is not true, is dependent on the condition. And what Mahayana says is that that is correct, but as long sentient beings are there, the Sat is going to remain. That's also true. Meaning, if the conditions are there for the fire to come, can you still say the fire is doused? No. See, I'll give you an example. Okay, this analogy, you can take it in both ways. And if I ask you, do you have fire at your home? What is your answer? No. But if you bring a matchbox and a matchstick and create that friction, is there a fire? Yes. Now we can get it into a philosophical argument like this. The fire already was there, it was not manifested. The consciousness was always there, it was not manifested. But when you bring the necessary condition, it gets manifested, just like the matchbox and the stick. Matchbox didn't have fire, agreed. The stick by itself didn't have any fire. But when the Nama, Rupa and Vijnana comes, what happens? The fire gets generated. What the Mahayana philosophy works is that till every conscious being goes out of samsara, can you now say the consciousness doesn't exist? So every being has a bodhi in that. Every being, not only human being, every sentient being, that means every being which has senses, the five senses, are having an ability to understand the bodhi. So they have a sattva, that is the essence of bodhi. If you take the Theravada, it's like an individual getting liberated. If you take Mahayana, it's a huge one. Entire beings getting. So, you wait for your turn to become an arahat in the Shuddhavasa.
I guess it's a good one because then it means all these people, they keep coming back and spreading Dhamma in a way
Yes,
that
exactly.
continues for longer. So
Yeah.
it's a good thing.
How they take it is that just like the Gautama, who became a Gautama, was a deity, a god, in the Tavatimsa heaven. And he waited for his turn to come into this existence. And there are suttas in the Buddha, in that Majjhima Nikaya, where Buddha says that he has worked under one very famous Buddha. But he couldn't go anywhere, even though he was with the Buddha. So he only collected parami, paramita. Okay. So then what happens? That means the beginning, Sumedha extended his journey to become a Buddha. Why did he do it then?
I just looked it up. I think it's a Dipankara Buddha.
Yeah. Yes. Dipankara. So now why did he do that? He was so close to arahat, and in fact Dipankara says to him, "You are ready, Sumedha." He says no. And Gautama went through eons of life cycle before he became Gautama. If you take that, that's what Mahayanists take, saying that, okay, could have become Arhat. He was not selfish. So Mahayana is a bigger vehicle, and Theravada, also earlier called as Hinayana, is a lower inferior vehicle. You are very selfish. You just want to finish your journey, thinking that is all your journey. No.
It's kind of a sidetrack, but I guess Mahayana is relevant because they're more about Parami. They keep talking about the Parami in this way.
But anyway, so now when we finish Khanti, Sacca, Adhittana, Metta, Upekkha are the result of that. Sacca, Adhittana, Metta, Upekkha. Why? Because your Sila is so strong. Your Nekkhama is so strong. And because of that, the energy is so strong, Viryā. The Khanti to bear the senses, touching the sense object is so strong that you should be able to penetrate into the Sacca. And because of that, you have Adhittana, determination, which is the prime thing for Samma Sankappo, Adhittana. Nekkhama Sankappo, Abhyapada Sankappo, Avihimsa Sankappo. For that, you require Adhittana. Adhittana means determination. I'm determined to do it. In this life, I will achieve. So, when you have that, Metta should be there. Because you'll start seeing it, the suffering. How the beings are going to undergo. It's all you only in that form, in that form, in that form, in that form, in this form, in that form, in that form, in that form. So you start to cry. Tears will enter into your eyes because you're seeing yourself suffering in various bodies, in various eyes, in various ears, in various nose, in various tongue, in various body, in various mind. Why? What's the purpose? And because of that, you become Upekkha. So you'll not have two extremes. And that's all is Parami. So the starting point is Dana, it ends with Upekkha. So if the Dana is good, Sila will work. If Sila is good, Nekkhama will work. If Nekkhama is good, Viryā will work. If Viryā is good, Khanti will work. If Khanti is good, Sacca will be there. If Sacca you are able to experience, then Adhittana happens because you've seen the Sacca. Then when Adhittana happens, the Metta is the next thing which happens. Metta happens, Upekkha. That's it. So you're on parama, and totality of parama is parami. In total, this dasa parami or dasa parama becomes parami. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think in the, I don't know, it's Vajrayana or someone, they have a slightly different version of these 10.
Yes.
But I guess,
yes, they have.
yes, I guess the overall general understanding prior to today, for me is that it's a list of things, like you can do these things and they're all helping in some way. But from your explanation, it's more, sequential.
Yes, it is sequential. It is indeed sequential. And in the Dhamma itself, it is there. If you start with one, it leads to another one, and another one, another one, another one. So you start with Dana as the highest. So that's the reason Dana is always treated as the highest. Okay, that's the starting point. Just like Nibbida is the highest to begin with. So Nibbida gives it to Viraga. Viraga will Give rise to Nirodha, Nirodha gives rise to Upasamaya, Abhinyaya, Sambodhaya, Nibbānaya. In the same way, Dana will give rise to Sila, Sila gives rise to Nekkhama, Nekkhama gives rise to Viryā, Viryā gives rise to Khanti, Khanti gives rise to Sacca, Sacca gives rise to Adhittana, Adhittana gives rise to Metta, Metta gives rise to Upekkha.
There are so many of these linear things in Buddha teaching. I guess that's why it's so supreme, because it exactly you just need to follow.
Yes, only one you need to follow, not all. It cuts off everything. See, you are just have to get into Nibbida, the remaining it will automatically do. In the same way, you have to get into Dana, the remaining it automatically does. If I want to practice Sila separately without Dana and Nekkhama, it is not going to work. There is an interlinking here. I can keep on saying, I want to not kill, I want to do this, I want to do that, and that remains for 5 minutes, hardly. Or till I reciting it. After that, I totally forget all about it. Because there is Hiri and Ottappa not being seen, for which the starting point is Dana. Once I get the parama of Dana, I can see what is Sila in its entirety.
I think I can start to see the dependency here, because Sila, usually people in religious term, they put it as a super ego or something that rules them. But they have this ego which goes against it, so they're always fighting.
Exactly.
But in by Dana, you're kind of giving up this fight, and then you can really get into that, because otherwise you're always fighting.
Yes, you're always fighting, which doesn't give anything, any benefit at all. Good. If you want still more detailed of all of this, I can do it. I have no problem. I mean,
Maybe another day.
even more deeper than what I have spoken. I can go into as much depth. I don't know. But this is all what it is.
Maybe we can have an in-depth, maybe one with Sachin if he has follow-up question. But I don't know if everyone is still interested.
Yeah, I don't know. Ashutosh is totally silent, and so is Naveen. The person who started this topic.
No, sir. I'm just. I don't know what to say, but it's very good to know all about Paramis and how to how to fulfill all the Paramis and to get to the fruit of Paramship. So I am a beginner. So I just want, because you guys are very experienced than me, so that's why I'm listening. So if I listen, I will, because you are senior to me, and it is helping me to learn more about Dhamma. If I may speak, I will not learn anything, because I do not know anything. So what should I speak? That's why I'm I'm quiet.
Yeah, I think it's good to ask, even if it's basic. I think it's very good to ask.
See,
So.
Ashutosh, it will be a mistake to say that you are senior, I am junior. There's nobody senior, nobody junior in Buddha Dhamma.
No. I'm not in that sense that senior junior. That I am less experienced. I do not have the knowledge. So it's better. What I feel that I should listen first. That when and if I'm listening, I'm getting to know new things.
No, that's good. I agree on that, but you can contribute. It doesn't matter if you are asking wrong question, right question. Yes.
Yeah, I feel like if you should ask, like if there's something unclear and you feel like you're not understanding right, and it probably a lot of the audience would have similar questions. So I think it's a good to ask.
in the larger frame, you can ask questions, so that somebody getting the video they are watching and they say, I had this question, oh, it is answered. Anyway, no problem. Naveen. What happened? He went into deep meditation.
Eighth jhana.
Eighth jhana. Okay. So this is all about the Paramis, 10 Paramis. So how you have to remember is Dana is the start. Once you understand why you are donating and what you are donating, that brings you near to the Sila and makes you fear of the next life, next existence. Not life, next existence. Bhava. Bhava Pachaya Jati. So that is what you start to see. You will have a lot of hiri and ottappa, and that is moral shame and moral dread, fear of getting occupied in a wrong place. So dana helps you in not getting established in a wrong place. Danancha Silancha. Dana and Sila goes together. Helps you in the stage where the Indriya Samvara happens. So Samvarena Sila. So your Sila becomes Samvara. It automatically helps you in cutting the senses from sense object, which is the basic starting point of Nekkhama. So now I have Nekkhama. So when I have Nekkhama, then Viryā gets generated. So out of the driver's seat, the sati is strong. So the Viryā right hand wheel, the saddha, the left hand wheel, backside wheels, which is samadhi and Pañna. Now those two start to work. So when I have Nekkhama, it creates Pañna. And when there is Pañna, there is going to be Viryā. When there is Viryā, it's going to help me in Khanti, stopping the senses from the sense object. When there is Khanti, Khanti is forbearance, that is patience. So you get tremendous patience of not associating sense with the sense object. Or when I have that, the four results of that are Parami. The first result is Sacca. You know the truth. The truth is, senses by nature don't have anything. The Adhittana has everything. And Adhittana starts to store the object. So there's nothing as an object. Sacca. And because of that, you have determination. Adhittana. And now you can see the being suffering. So you have Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekkha. Final one is the Nibbanic stage, which is Upekkha. So with Dana, end up in Nibbana. This is the entirety of Buddha Dhamma. Yes, go ahead.
I guess another quick question, small question on why dana leads to sila is that I guess what you suggested is that you can only understand sila or dhamma in general once you're given up enough. So I guess once ego is low enough, he can start to see dhamma.
Yeah.
But if the ego is high, he cannot see dhamma.
See, let's split this word in a proper way. Adana, meaning not giving. Who is not giving? I. Why? There is fear of losing. As though there is a value. This iPhone is valuable and hence I don't want to give. What if somebody comes and say, hey, my dear idiot, this has no value? How? When you bought, what was the cost? The cost was $1,200. What's the cost of iPhone 13 now? $700. So where did you lose $400? It's become old. Sorry, please understand. If it was so valuable, the value wouldn't have come down. So if a new version is coming, the old version goes down. Why? Why on earth it should happen that way? Because when I wanted to buy it, it was $1,200. So you mean to say it is no longer valuable? No. What about iPhone 12? It's $300. What? I paid $1,000. Now what about iPhone XA? That is no longer available. What about the first iPhone? It's dead. RIP. Now I'm holding on to this as though the value will not come down. Stupid guy, you see, the value is not there. It's in your mind. It's not there anywhere. Drop it off. There is no value. If there was value, it wouldn't have lost the value. And I say, yes, you're right. So from dana, I will make dana, remove and dana. When I do dana, what happens? I give up. So then I compare the iPhone with this body. iPhone was this much. Am I that much? If I am employed, yes. What if I am not employed? Somebody fired me from the company. They said that, Vilas, it's enough. I think tomorrow onwards you don't have to come. But I had 10 patents in my name. Nobody cares. I have patents in my name. Nobody cares. I was the best performer for last 5 years. Employee of the year. Nobody cares. So you mean to say tomorrow I don't have to come to work? No. So what happened to my value? Like iPhone. No value. So now I see it's better to donate. To whom? Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Because at least I don't have to come back like this. So isn't it helping me in Sila? And isn't these two helping in Nekkhama? Is this 3 not helping me in Pañna? Is this 4 not helping me in the Viryā? Is this 5 not helping me in Khanti? Is this 6 not helping me in Sacca? Is this 7 not helping me in Adhittana? Is this 8 not helping me in Metta? Is this 9 not helping me? It is. Like that we can see. So now which is better? iPhone is better or this 10 parami is better? Obviously 10 parami is better. It cuts exist. Because it has no value. See, when I bought this out of my money, I can't say this is donated. So I only asset what I bought on my own money is this MacBook Air M1. Now this guy itself doesn't exist. Now they come with M2. If I were to take this guy and sell it, they will take it at half a rate. This 2020 edition. Right? So I have paid how much? I have paid close to $1,100. It's quite a sum. Now this same guy is available at $530, 50% off. What should I do? And I traded my previous MacBook Air. So he gave me some money. So it came to around $800 and odd dollars. That means there's no value for that one, that MacBook Air, which I had bought after. At that time when I bought in India, not many people had these devices. So people were, oh, he's a Apple guy. Now every Tom, Dick and Harry have Apple products here. That's secondary issue. But at that only Tom had, no Dick and Harry. That Tom was me having it. That means I come under a Uber category. But now, no value. Absolutely no value. So which is better now? Keeping this is better or giving up is better? Because it has no value. If it was valuable, value shouldn't change forever. None of it has any value, including human. The human being dies, no matter he was awarded 10 Nobel Prize, people will still forget him. Still forget him. And nobody cares. Like They gave a Nobel Prize to a person who said photons are light particles. Got a Nobel Prize. After 30 years, another guy, they gave a Nobel Prize when he said photons are waves. And 2014, they again gave another Nobel Prize to another person who said photons are light particles as well as waves. So the Nobel Prize giver are confused. One you give is a particle, another one wave, another one both. Yes,
I guess this value that we think there is, it's only in the mind.
yes,
And it's when people start forgetting, the value decreases. And
exactly.
this decrease of value is basically the effect of people forgetting it. So
Correct.
people keep forgetting and the value keeps going down.
Correct. So now you see the rupee rate and the dollar. Dollar is more valuable because it has value. Right? So what the Indian thinks that going to America, he gets value. He doesn't understand that whether he was in India or in America, he still have to earn for a living. So he thinks if I buy Lexus car in India versus Lexus car in America, or if I drive a Mercedes Benz in India versus Mercedes Benz in America, or a Hummer car in or a SUV in US versus Hummer in India, or Ford in US and Ford in India, whatever that makes are, and a big mansion, whatever it is. He thinks it's valuable, but doesn't understand none of this has any value when compared to consciousness. Because if you don't have consciousness, what will you do with this value now? If they put a board RIP, what will you do? Like in the case of Michael Jackson, he couldn't wake up. It didn't matter. He had $480 million with him. What would he do? Dreamland. What dreamland? He was in the dream, went away. And now today, do people remember Michael Jackson as he was remembered earlier? No. And after 50 years, after 100 years, after 500 years, after 1,000 years, nobody cares. So it is so small. It's so small that you can literally give it up. Basically, you can see that that's very easy. It's the most easiest. Give it. What's there? Take it. That creates Sila. This starting point to get into samadhi. So, am I not a fool by not giving? Yes, I am a fool. So you give up. Take it. Like Ashutosh asked me that you're spending so much time. I'm not spending any time. There's no time.
Sir, in one of the sutta, Buddha had said the same thing, that saving money and saving saving merit is the more precious thing. In one of the sutta name of the sutta is Nidhi Khanda Sutta.
Correct.
Nidhi Khanda Sutta. So I was reading the sutta, and in which one of the bhikkhu asked Buddha, and Buddha is telling that saving merit, like a good action, is more beneficial than saving the material wealth.
Exactly. Because it has no value. Absolutely no value. This guy, this road, whatever I'm keeping, it falls down, breaks into 100 pieces. Even otherwise, now they have come up with USB-C with USB-C. This is USB-C with USB-A, and this monitor doesn't recognize that. This is a new monitor, so now I have to connect it back to the computer. I have only one port in that Mac Mini, so now I have used it. So if I want to have another one, I need to buy a hub. So there's a whole gamut of problems, right? Because USB-A has no value today. USB-C has value. And USB 2.0, they say it sucks. At some point in time, USB 2.0 was treated, wow, they've come up with USB 1.0 was there, now we have 2.0, it was beautiful. Oh, it transfers data like crazy. Now you have USB 3.0. Now they have 3.1. Now you have got 3.2. And they're saying that any equipment below 3.2, we don't what is that, support. So crazy. If it was so valuable when USB was found, USB would have remained as USB. Why 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that? Now they say data transfer rate 1000 Mbps per second if you are on USB 3.2. Why? Now you have USB-C. And this monitor, like what Ariu has bought, and he has asked me to buy this, it's very good. I can connect this to the MacBook Air, and then it will directly power on, which was not. Earlier, people used to have a HDMI cable. Now that HDMI is no longer required. After a few years, HDMI becomes redundant. Everything will be on USB-C. And some other person will come up with a new technology which is better than USB-C. And then they say that USB-C is an old one, right? It's a 4K. This is 8K. Then somebody will come up with 16K. Then 24K. Then 256K. That's the highest in colors. It's real-time colors. Then what happens to the TV which are 16 colors? You still have 16 colors? What stupid are you? That's long. 1980s. Come on. That's not fair. At least 4K you talk about, not 1080. That is high definition is gone. It's now 4K. Talk to me in 4K. Why? No value. That person who really found 1080 into 1920 pixel, how much effort he would have put to get into high definition. And today, he cares. Yes, that's the truth. So if he had done the dana, that it had no value, he wouldn't be suffering. How many years? Just 5 years back, 1080 was treated as a technology boom. It has got busted. That's 5 years. 5 years back. Now we are talking 4K. And there's 8K. And LCD monitors. It used to be LED monitors. Now it's LCD monitor. Then the glass they have changed. So now you will find something different. Now you have got more of fluid monitors. So then what happened to the first guy who found out LED or LCD? Oh, yes. Or before that nobody cares. 1950s TV, 1960s TV, 1970s, 80s, 90s. Nobody wants it. Even if you want to give it for free to him, he will not take it. Take it and go. He said, no, at my home 4K. This is nothing. I don't want. Even antique value, that also is not there. So such is our life, that nothing is worth holding on to. Ye dhamma nalam abhinivesai. Nothing is worth holding on to. The first thing we can do is to do dana. Whole thing dana. To Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Okay, then have a good day or good night. I think it's not too late for you, Ariu. We have met even at 1:30. Yeah, it's fine. But I don't know about other two people anyway. Lunchtime maybe.
I told you, sir, today is Sunday, so I have enough time. You can carry on. It's
Okay.
depend on you.
No,
So
unless
I
you
am
have
just
no, yeah, unless
listening to you.
no, that's fine. But unless I
I
should have something to discuss, I can't be saying the same thing in different
no no.
different ways.
Because listening to Dhamma is always,
Good.
accumulating paramis.
Yes, yes,
See,
yes.
one of the paramis is also to listen to the Dhammas.
Yes,
Okay, sir.
one
One
of the
thing.
no, it's not part of the parami. One of the noble deed, or rather, punya phala,
Hmm, correct.
is to listen to Dhamma. It
Dhamma.
helps you in developing Dhamma Vichaya. So, out of 37 factors of awakening, you can by listening, you can create sota vinyana, which will cut the normal vinyana and create the Dhamma vinyana. So then the Dhamma chakku will get created or opened up, and because Dhamma chakku gets opened up, Dhamma sota happens. And then when the Dhamma sota happens, with Dhamma chakku and Dhamma sota, you can do Dhamma vichaya, investigating on the Dhamma, on the teaching. You'll get it like this. This I got it. That's that aha moments will start to happen. And that's the
Correct.
reason it's called Dhamma chakku, wisdom eye.
Sir, yes, as you were discussing about the dana, and people are very much attached to the material things. I guess it is because of fear element. We all have the fear that the material wealth, the material position is going to help us when we are in trouble, and we don't have that kind of perception that it's all about my action. If my action is good, if I'm following the right path is going to help me, not the money and wealth, not the money and position all that I have. Is it correct?
It's not like that. See, I'll tell you what is material wealth and what is spiritual wealth. Material wealth is something which can be enjoyed by six senses.
Let me add you one more thing, then you can answer this question.
Sure.
I am asking because I was reading this Nidhi Khanda Sutta, in which Buddha explains that if you whatever you accumulate in this life in terms of material thing, the material thing is going to help you only in this life. Like suppose if I am living only for 60 years of my life, the money and the house I have earned, it is going to help me only in this life, in this 60 years of the lifespan. But my good karma is going to help me throughout, like entire, the eternal. It is going to help me every time. Whenever I am born, whether I am born as a human being or in Devari realms or in Brahma realms, the good action will always protect me. But the money, the wealth which I have accumulated in this lifespan, it is good. I am going to leave when I'm died. When I'm died.
Correct. So let me explain to you. There are two assets. One is the spiritual asset and one is the material asset. Upadi is asset. Is from the root word upad. Utpada in Sanskrit, upada in Pali means to create, to develop. Okay. Upadi means you are developing. So when we develop moral and when we develop material, the material creation is for the six senses. In every life, you will have six senses, and every life, you will have some or the other to be enjoyed. Clear? You might have more if you have done something, you will have less if you have not done something. So when we say rich versus poor, what it really means is that his material wealth is more and his material wealth is less, because you can't see so many things and so big house or whatever it is. So we say that he is rich and he is poor. That measurement, mana, is to measure, is happening because of the material wealth, which he's got it due to his punya phala. So he's got into the material wealth. This is upadi. But it remains for this life because the senses can only sense till this life, and the next life is another set of senses where it will experience another set of life, whatever is given at that time. Right. Whereas in the spiritual, in the Dhamma Chakku or Dhammupadi or spiritual asset, it doesn't have a time frame. There's no question of setting time. So the dana, what I am doing now, has no time. There's no time dimension. There's no atita, anagata, pachupanna. There is no ajjatta bahidda. There is no olarika sukuma. There is no hina panita. There is no santike dure. There is no patavi. There is no apo. There is no tejo. There is no vayu. There is no akasa. That means it is devoid of time and space. And hence, it follows through all the time. What's the point? So the parami, what
Correct.
you're going to create, the upadi, is going to be continuous to you. It's not dependent on the material conditions. Whereas the material is a condition oriented. If you have good karma, you get good items in front of you. Now my eyes are seeing these good items. Ears are hearing to good things. The tongue is tasting good food. The body is touching good chair. And the mind is looking good with Dhamma. What if I was not having any one of these? I don't think so anybody would have come to my home in donating anything what I'm seeing here if I was not on Dhamma. Why would he come and donate to me? He will say, Vilas, I've developed this product. Do you want to buy? And I will say, how many dollars? I'd say $500. No, tell me the best price. I think $490 for you, $10 less because you're my friend. But somebody giving me a $490 something is far better than I buying $490 worth of something. Which is better now? This is better, this is better. This is always better. Why? Because Dhamma brings in this for you automatically. You don't have to do anything for it. Whereas for the other thing, I need to do something for it. Because Dhamma has no death and birth. Whereas the material has life, birth, life and all that. So that's the reason we say end of life products. Because it has end of life. But for Dana, Sila, Nekkhama and all that, where is a birth and where is a death? There's nothing called like that. And hence it is Parami. So in that sutta, why he says is because this is deathless. This is death, which is better now. You want to go behind death is better for you, or you want to go behind deathless is better for you. You better go behind deathless. Don't go behind death.
Correct. Correct. You have explained it so beautifully. Now I have understood the meaning, the deeper meaning of this sutta.
Yes.
Why Buddha have said this?
And in that, he uses a word called as amata. Amata means deathless. In Sanskrit, it is amrita. And in Pali, it is amata. Amata means deathless. So, material wealth, when created, like what I'm talking about, has death. This product, in few years, if I keep it, will not work. Because if I change any system here, this cannot be connected. So what I should do with this? I have to throw it in the bin or gift it to somebody, and that somebody says that, sir, this is USB A to USB C. You don't have USB C to USB C?
Sir, why people are not able to see these things? Suppose what you are saying. See, in this world we are fighting only for the material wealth. We want to possess more and more material wealth, and we are fighting for this. We are struggling for it, and even we have enough of it. Still, we are wanting more. And people who are in their last stage, people who are in 70s, in 80s, they have enough experience to know it that I have lived 70 years of life. They are still wanting more wealth, more wealth, more wealth. Why they are not able to perceive that these material things is going to end? I will not be able to take it with me when I'm died. It is going to be here. So why people are not able to see it?
Because they are Puttujana.
I know that we all know it. We all know it. Everyone knows it, that this is it. That when I'm dead, I will not
You
be able
have
to bring this with me.
correct. You have answered your own question. When I die, I am not going to die today. When I die
Yes.
is not today,
No,
right?
that's why I told you now, people who are, I am young. Still, suppose I am young, so my age, I am in my 30s, so I can sense that suppose I am going to live some more years, like some 30 years, 40 years. But people who are in the like 70s, in their 80s, they are ill, their body has decayed. Now they know that within 2 3 years they are going to die, 100%, because they are so
Harry,
much.
Harry has an answer for you.
Yeah, they won't die in their
Okay, are
mind.
you?
Even the day before dying, they still think they live on. They'll live on Wikipedia. They live on their children's heart and whatever. They don't think they're dying. They still living on in their
See, I'll
mind.
tell you, Ashutosh, what is a Puttujana? Puttu is from a root word in Pali. If you take Putta, Putta means bark, stem, where you can keep on pulling like this. 1, 2, 3. It doesn't have anything there. Jana is a people. One who is behind Puttu. Puttu means holding onto the bark of a tree, thinking that the bark is the most wondrous thing there. Okay. So when he uses the word Puttujana, what he's trying to say is one who is completely deluded. Now, one who is deluded, you can't go and tell that person that you are aged. What he will do, he will buy a dye and he will paste it on his mustache and hairs.
Yes. And believe that he is still young.
Then he will shave any white beard coming, look like this. Yes. Okay.
And if he has enough money, he will go for a plastic surgery.
Then he will do a Botox. If he's a female, then he will do a Botox everywhere. Yeah, this is looking slightly aged. So this one, I think people will question me now. "Hey, Vilas, what's your age?" So I will have to change it. So I'll go to and then say that, hey, do something like this. Yes, sir, we have done it. Okay. Now somebody asks me, what's your age? You guess. 35. Yeah, 35. Why? Death is so far. If somebody says to me, Vilas, you're looking like 70, what happens? Now I make it like this. At 70. But I'm 50. People are saying you look like 70. Then the fear strikes. Oh, what to do? So I'll have to do something about it. Why? Material wealth is this material wealth in the first place, not the other material wealth. You are looking at other material wealth. The first material wealth is this. This is material wealth.
Right.
Giving up this is the most toughest. They see people die, but they feel when they even go to the funeral, they'll even see burning or putting in the ground or whatever. But they all console themselves. It's not me. And what's the 3 questions they ask? How did he die? First question. However he died, what is your problem? No, I want to know so that I can take care of myself. So how did he die? No, he was sitting one day and had a coffee. He had coffee. How many coffee he used to drink? A lot of coffee. Caffeine. I'm telling you, caffeine is the first cause of death. We have seen in many people, they don't care about not drinking too much coffee. Caffeine is not a good thing. It blocks the heart, arteries. So he convinces himself, I don't drink coffee. So no death. Right? No coffee, no death. Another person. How did he die? Actually, he is a fitness freak. Or is it? What did he do? Yeah, he was running on the treadmill and he fell down and he died. So nice. I don't got this. I don't do this treadmill. Right? Then this is what I want to know. How did he die? Second question. How old was he? That's the biting question for me. He was aged. That's what I thought. Why? Young person, you have not seen him die? But it's not me. Only old people will die. You see this fun. Now, when they died in COVID, they didn't have an answer. So what did they do? They created a controversy. They said that the COVID vaccination has some problem. It kills only those who are in 30s to 60s. Because they first thought all 60 people will die. None of them died. Only the youngsters died between 30s and 60s. So they came up with this crazy idea. If you have taken 2 vaccinations, 3 vaccinations, booster dose, this dose, that dose, you are bound to die. If you are in your 50s, don't take. So will not take it. And lot of states in US banned having vaccination. We will not have vaccination. Why? Because vaccine kills. It kills somebody, not me. As long as it doesn't kill me, I'm okay. So how old was he? How did he die? First question. How old was he? What were his habits? Third question. Was he have? So they don't ask it as habit. Did he have any medical condition? Yeah, he was diabetic. That's what I guessed. Should be diabetic. Why? He can't die without anything called diabetes? No. He has to die out of diabetes. Because that is a metabolic disease. So the new term has been coined, metabolic disease. If you have a waist size more than 40, you are bound to die. Who says so? American Medical Association tells that. Drug Administration says. FDA, Food and Drug Administration. So what do you have to do? Follow it. World Health Organization is saying that. You should follow it. Any circumference more than 40, it's gone, buddy, you're dead. So what I should do? Take tablets, cholesterol tablets. So now you need to bring in this. What was his lifestyle? Did he have a medical condition? Now if their family says he was young, he didn't have a medical condition, and we don't know the cause, then I say, yes, a rarity somebody dies like that. Why? Because I don't have an answer now. To fit myself in my mind, I am not going to die. Yes, Aryu.
Those rare cases are the case people freak out the most about.
Yes.
Everyone got so angry and they worked up and they really demand something, because that brings so much fear, because they don't know what could happen. It shocked them.
Yes, they would shock them. So this is the fundamental thing about a human being. Fundamental, very fundamental. He can see them dying, but he feels comforting himself or herself. It's not me. Now, this material wealth itself, I don't want to give up. You think I'm going to give up on phone and this gadget and that gadget and all that? Not possible. And hence it is called as Puttujana. So you are talking as though you are a Sakadagami minimum. Because then only you lose possession. And then you can see it for yourself. Ah, this is stupidity. You will not cross question a Puttujana. You will cross question yourself whether there is a value in this or not. You will not change his viewpoint. You will change your viewpoint. You can't change their viewpoint. Why? They are already in moha, delusion. What will you do to a deluded person? You tell me that. It's like going to a mental asylum and trying to figure out, I will do something to make them come to senses. You will
Correct.
become a mad guy, and that's it. By being in mental
I
asylum.
I have one of my friend. Uh, I have I want him to do vipassana, and I try to convince him. Many times I told him, "You go and do vipassana," because I see that he's facing some trouble, some mental issues. So I thought that it would be better if he could do vipassana, and it is going to help him. I tried to convince him so much, but it was not working on him. So whatever you are saying is right. It is very difficult to make someone understand, like fixing their mind. It is very difficult
Yes.
because the knowledge is me. The I concept is the mind is the I concept. Whatever I know is me. So when we are when we are challenging his viewpoints, that means I am challenging his ego. I am directly indicating to his ego, and it is very difficult to get rid of one's ego.
Yes. So, everything in life is valuable except you. First thing. You in the sense of consciousness, not this you. You in conscious. Nobody knows that. They can see everybody dying, but not themselves. That's what is delusion is all about. When you go to a funeral, will you think that you're going to die? Nobody thinks so. Then they wouldn't have gone to the funeral at all. If they
There are people who avoid. Yes, you are what you are saying is right. I have seen many people that they are trying to avoid to attend funeral.
Yes, because they
They
don't
will not
want to
go to
see
the
the
funeral.
reality. They don't want to see the reality that you're going to die. So they feel that I'm busy these days, I have a lot of work to do. Funeral, why? It's okay. They can take care of themselves. If you want to, let me know. I can do some help. What help? They'll just transfer some money if you want.
But they will not go.
They'll not go. Because when they go, they have to see the suffering.
Especially with the old people.
Old or new, that doesn't matter. But they have to see the suffering. They see the suffering, it hits you hard. That environment hits you hard because it shakes up your conscience that you would also end up there, and no one wants to end up there. So they say to themselves, I am healthy. First thing, if you are healthy, you will not die, right? Correct? How it is promoted? If you are health, you don't die. But there are a lot of people who were healthy, but they died. That is something. Okay? But I'm healthy, I'm not going to die. I'm wealthy, I can pay for the doctor fees and the hospital, and hence I'll not die. And hence I have bought what? I bought medical insurance. Why? The doctor job is what? Save me. But he doesn't understand. The pain is not transferable, sir. Injections cost you will recover, but the pain what you take for the injection, it's excruciating pain. That's not transferable to any insurance company. Insurance company will not say, I'll take your pain. Or I will send our employee, you sit at home because you have insured. You sit at home, enjoy. Our employee will go and take that. No. You might find surrogated mothers, but you will not get surrogated patient.
Right.
Right? So now this is a problem. So I have wealth, and hence I can pay for the hospitalization. And since I'm healthy and I'm wealthy, there's no question of death. Plus, I go to the temple. I prostrate to the Buddha. I prostrate to my God. I prostrate to Jesus. I say 5 times namaz. Allah, 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 like that 5 times. God will take care of me. But no God till date in any religion is able to solve the problem of dying.
God have also died.
That you leave it. I don't believe it. God died.
I
But
mean,
at least
the
I'm seeing that humans
incarnation
are
of the
dying.
God.
No, I'm seeing that humans are dying, and no God is able to say that, hey, let me give some more life to you, man. But even if I get more life, pain is a back pain is horrible thing. I don't know. I'm not able to walk. I think death is much better than this pain, and I don't know how did I get this cancer. Oh my God, such a painful thing. If there is anything which can end my life, is good thing. I'm telling you, it's terrible. Can I have mercy killing, please? Please, please, I want a mercy killing. But he was all wanting to love and live. Yes, Harry, you wanted to say something.
Oh, I was just reminded of this sutta who talk about this warden of hell. This person died, and he says, "Stupid man, you haven't seen this messenger I sent to earth, right? This
Yes,
first one I sent
five
was,
times he comes. Yes,
yeah." He's like, this messenger came. He was just a child who was dying, and he said, "I didn't see that." He said, "Didn't you see this messenger I sent who's old? He's dying." He said, "I didn't see that." He did not see it could happen to him. It's the
yes,
gist.
yes. So in front of us, we can see child coming out is a pain. Child growing is a pain. Child dying is a pain. It's a pain. But yet, the mind, it says, not you, everyone else. You are exempted. And nobody is exempt. And hence, coming from Puttujana to Sotapanna itself is a greatest achievement in that frame. And from Sotapanna to Anagami is a. And from an Anagami to Arahat is.
The greatest thing.
You see, from Arhat point of view, how he looks at a Puttujana, like a small child coming and saying, Daddy, Daddy, you know what I did today? Tell me, child. I got promoted. And they gave me this daddy, employee of the year. And I earned $1 million today, daddy. I went to Las Vegas. It was such a nice thing. I won. Okay, good. Enjoy. Knowing very well that this child doesn't know what he's speaking. And you see everyone like that. Any person coming to you, do it. What are you showing? Nothing. I will kill you, I'm telling you. I will kill you. Okay, kill me. You can't kill anyway. What you can kill is the body. And I'm not the body. You can't kill the mind because there's no mind. Oh, you kill whatever you want to kill. There's nothing that can be done. As far as arahat goes. So he will have compassion. For what? For this fool who is coming and saying 100 things to him. I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that. He says, okay, okay, enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. But will he involve with it? No. Why? There are no chittas of that kind to him to involve. But yet he involves. In what way? Like a mother to a child. The child will say, come enter to my home. Mother, come to my home. It has built a small castle. It wants to show, Mom, 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 that's my bedroom. Mom, this is my kitchen. This is my living room. This is this room, that room. And the mom says, wow, such a big thing. Oh, great. Oh, this is your bedroom. Oh, you're going to sleep here. Oh, great, great. Oh, you're going to cook food here. Oh, nice, nice. Where's your car? Oh, there's your car. Oh, great, great. The child feels so happy. But the mother knows nothing. That's arahat. That's it.
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours gone. Yes, it's huge. 3 hours. I think we started 9:30. Yeah, 2.5 hours. Just went like this. So the Viryā is showing on my face. The more energy, the more I talk on Dhamma, the more energy I get back. I don't have to sleep.
We don't either. We we follow this.
No, just saying. So that's how it works. That's how Dhamma works. So if somebody were to argue that which is better, Dhamma is better, this is better, this diminishes your life, this cuts your life. You choose. You want to cut future birth? Take this. You want to diminish your life? Take this. Both are feasible.
Sir, one more thing I want to ask you about the psychological aspects of it. Suppose I have become Sotapanna, okay, and after becoming Sotapanna, I have met an accident, and in that accident, I have lose my memory, or something happened with my brain. Then in that case, what will happen? I will able to become. I mean, what will happen to my Sotapanna state
It
if
will
I
remain.
have met an accident?
It
It
will
will remain.
It will remain.
I will be able to remember it, or I will be able to perceive it that I was a Sotapanna.
It is like this. So if I take my own example, okay. So
Hmm.
until I went to Sri Lanka in 2018, I never knew that I am a Jati Sotapanna. Until unless a Bhante or a Thero told me that you're a Jati Sotapanna, I didn't know. Does it not mean that I would have been a Jati Sotapanna? Yes. Because I was enjoying the senses, but I was not doing those actions which will cause issues. Right. And for a long time, I've been always feeling contentment is the best thing. For a long time, not today. For a long time. So if I take my own life from 95 when I had an out of body experience to 2016, let's say, if I take that many number of years, it's been on that route only. I've never had any problems. I never left out of the Dhamma. In one way or the other, it used to pull me back. Maybe not like what I'm doing today. Maybe not this kind, but something similar to that. So what it only did after I went to Sri Lanka is that my quest that how do I know so much of Buddha Dhamma came into light when that Thero told me that you are a Jati Sota. That's the only difference. So let's say a person loses all his memory in this life and he dies as a Sotapanna. He will be reborn as a Sotapanna, and that much what he has carried will be there. But the question comes, will he get it immediately after birth or not? That is secondary. That we don't know. But it will come in that life. Like in my life, born in 71 till 95, no clue of that. Until I was 24-year-old, no clue. Now from 95 onwards, I've started on this journey because something happened to me and I felt that there is something I need to really do something about it. So it's changed. So from 95 to 2000. From 2000, I am following Dalai Lama and I understood all about Vajrayana and all that. If I really see in this 23 years of journey, if I take from a Buddhist school of thought, 23 years. The first time I ever started on that, if I take it, 99 and 2000. So I'm on that path. Maybe I was a Sotapanna from the beginning, or I became a Sotapanna then, or I was already a Sakadagami, but still thinking that I am a Sotapanna. But then I found out, took me 6 months to find out whether I am really Sotapanna or not for myself through the Sutta. So it has followed. Which life it has followed, I can't say, right? But it has followed. Yeah, Ashutosh, I think I have answered to your question, and your camera is also not there, so I can't even see you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, you have answered my question.
Okay. So you have your mother, so you enjoy your time. It's already 12:05. I think she will kill you by the way we are spending time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, carry on and have a good sleep. Are you held you?
I want to quickly catch up with you on something after this.
Oh, sure. Why not? Okay.
Yeah,
We'll do that then. Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for this.
Yeah, bye.
You have given so much time.
No worries. Don't worry. Don't feel obligated. Okay.
Thank you for the great topic.